Hello, Recruit7 and welcome back to Combat Mission Black Sea as we continue the Let's Roll mission, which is the second one in the Charge of a Stryker Brigade campaign. We're continuing with 2CR as we attempt to secure a couple of urban positions, with our prime objectives being Tomahawk and Musket. In the first episode, things went okay. Casualties higher than desired, but still acceptable. The majority of our losses came within a bit of a slapstick moment as we prepared our breach teams at the same time the Russians decided to turn up with a couple of their own infantry squads, and we lost 5 brave pixel trooping, which I'm pretty fortunate of actually. I think that could have gone south a lot quicker and could have been pretty kind of mission ending, but we got away one thanks in no part to our flanking forces which we'd built up previously. Were able to help inflict some casualties and make the Russians run away, which is good. So we're going to continue to push through Tomahawk to start with this objective. We have also lost our first vehicle in the campaign, I think so. I can't remember if we lost on a mission 1 or it was our first Stryker, I do believe. And that's a frustrating one because I just didn't take warning of an ATM missile, neglected to move out of the way and paid the price. So what's the plan for now? Well, we're going to continue to push through Tomahawk and secure it with 2nd platoon here. First platoon, sorry, I should say. Meanwhile, we're going to make some moves on Musket, and there's a couple of ways we're going to do this. First of all, we do already have a fire mission for 155mm mortars to take out, trying to get its ATGM position. I'm going to let that complete because it shouldn't be too far away, and then actually I'm going to drop just a whole host of ordnance just in and amongst Musket, just to try and degrade the Russians that are on that are within that objective. Secondly, I'm then going to task 2nd platoon, or at least 2 squads from 2nd platoon, are going to mount up and they're going to head up onto the hill along with our engineering section that turned up, as well as the command vehicle with our sniper in it. We're all going to head up onto the hill. There's a couple of things we want to do from said hill. Firstly, I want to use my snipers to get in position and confirm the ATGM positions have been taken out. I would then also let them to get eyes on the other towers and see if there's any other ATGM positions we have to be worried about. The engineers and the platoons are going to, or the squads are going to get ready to bust a hole in the wall of Musket down around here, and then take a holding point in these first buildings rather than try and punch through the main gate. Also going to bring up one of the MGS Strykers with the 105 tank gun, again to be able to provide some fire support from this hill once we've confirmed there's no ATGMs lurking around. And finally, I want to use the well, it's not really a scouting element, but the well, actually the JTAC team, or I might I'll probably use them rather than Commander itself, to try and get some eyes on the anti-air assets the Russians have got back here, who've launched a couple of missiles at our drones, because I'm worried they're going to start knocking them out. And long term, once the snipers have confirmed the towers are clear, I'd like to task them to take out those troops, or we may use a Stryker vehicle itself. That's generally how we want to go about this. Meanwhile, we're going to finish clearing Tomahawk, and we're going to set up most of 1st platoon within Tomahawk. Some of them we're going to push forward to help secure Musket, leaving behind probably one of the squads with the machine gun and probably their HQ and fire team as well. And that's what kind of how I feel about the general plan. One other thing which we should mention is we got a second, and it was on you, a second Raven, which I have tasked with this fire support team here, and they are essentially just going to find the Russians and fire some precision munitions at them. And so I'm just going to go hunting for vehicles, and I'll use some of the precision 155s we've got left, although they are going to be in use, so I might have to try and just launch some 120mm. We should be getting another 155 battery on in the not too distant future. Alright, without further ado, let's just play through the first minute, see how things have settled in around Tomahawk, and then we'll go from there. Well, there's no real threats we know about. The Russians kind of cleared off across the street. They didn't take a fair few casualties, and we killed a whole squad running across this roof as well. I did pull the Stryker back because I was worried when this smoke cleared, there may be a remaining ATGM. Oh, they are taking some shots there from the tower. Okay, get in the building please lads before you take a casualty. That's actually Really good information. What have we got? Okay, so you are still very much alive and well, despite our machine gun. And we've got some H units spread throughout the building. I would like to hit this with our MGS, but I don't want to expose them in any way, shape or form to that ATGM. Now we did have... just a visual glitch there. Let's play a trace around. We did have a machine gun team who were tasked with firing this, and we should still be doing so, although... Why are you on the ground floor? Me to elevate you. Alright, we'll address that after. Okay, but we're in the building, although this is one reason I'd want to try breach initially. We have managed to get in successfully, so that's okay. Where are you? Hello, Mr. Russian. We have 2 squads, we should have plenty of firepower. We can... More than one Mr. Russian. So, lads, what are you doing? Why are you all lying on the floor? How are you guys doing? You went out in the balcony. Why are you out in the balcony? That's a terrible place for you to be. I'm really worried about casualties being inflicted by the troops in the tower. Meanwhile, I'm worried that you guys are all cowered on the ground and we have some unwelcome guests about to appear. Please sort this out. We're all going down. Thank you, flanking force. Okay, there's one of them down. Oh, no, it's two guys of ours. This has gone poorly. Okay, 3 Russians down. How are we doing out here? Another casualty. Oh no, this is far heavier casualties than I'm happy about. This is where the casualty came from over here. Yeah, it's got shots in the tower. I don't know why they chose to go out in the balcony. That's a little bit frustrating because that's not where I wanted them to go. Okay. Okay, so that's our extra 155s have arrived. Nothing quite like things kicking off with an unfortunate occurrence. Go all the way up to level 3 and get yourself set up there. I think we're going to need you to put some fire on that tower. Well, I think you chaps are going to have to keep your heads down, and you gentlemen are going to have to move from this terrible, terrible position. If I get you to move over to this building, are you going to be do something silly like hang around outside again? Potentially. What I need to do is get you to move, let's say, over to level 2, and then give you a face command out this direction. It means you will stay inside. Once you gentlemen have recovered your composure, please move over to level 1 here. We should be able to take care of the remnants of HQ without much in the way of hassle. But that's a pretty beat up platoon, which I'm not happy about. But c'est la vie. Okay, we've got some backup or moving on the way. Everything else is fine and dandy. Let's stick with it. I think these guys are just going to be moving position over the next minute or so. Stick with these guys, we'll play it out, and then hopefully things will have calmed down. Oh, actually, before I do that, one last thing I want to check was your fire mission is assets. Okay, spotting around for that, fine. Can we stop shooting at our own building, please? Okay, we've hit phase line razor just with our sappers going over the line there. Again, there's no points for that, so I'm not worried too much about it. Okay, taking up slightly safer positions. This makes me a bit happier. Bit of a firefight with the remnants of HQ. We should have more than enough guns to take care of him. A little bit. We'll have some grenades and things. Wow, that's that is a tough wall. Okay, right, that should be going in our general direction. No problemo. Okay, things have quietened down. So I'll go and put a cut in here as we continue on. I'll probably bring you back if and when we get that fire mission away, or if anything more exciting happens. But in the meantime, I'm going to take a little bit of a pause, gather ourselves, and we're going to work our teams around to the hill. And the thing I'm really waiting for is getting the sniper up in there to take a position. We'll come up into kind of this kind of area, and we'll get him to start coming, taking position. Probably here's a good one where he's defended from a lot of the tower. Not defended, but blocked line of sight, but can see the top. And maybe we can clear out those AT positions, or confirm they're gone. Okay, so I'll bring you guys back then. Okay, a couple minutes down the line, a few things have cropped up, which is definitely worth talking about. First, just to close out the drama with Mr. HQ there, he cowered up for about 40 seconds and was finally put out of his misery. Took a fair amount of ammunition and grenades though, so credit to him before we took him out, but no real outcome. However, more interesting, the area we scouted over here, which we were aware of some, we thought maybe BMPs, we've actually found ourselves 2 tanks, which is a very exciting prospect because we are 100% going to use some precision ammunition to try and take these things out. So we'll grab our brand new 155mm howitzer battery, point target of this vehicle, and we will say, yeah, use all 3 precision rounds. We should have 4 missions with using 3 precision rounds at a time. General, immediate, confirm. And because it's, I've actually remembered to use my fire support team to do this mission, it's only take 3 minutes, which is a bit of an error I've done here actually, and one I should take the time to switch over at some point. And that might be now actually, to move control of the UAV and fire mission from our HQ to our actual fire support team, which would be a far more sensible way of doing things. The mission this HQ here had, the fire mission is underway, but they seem to be striking in front of the tower, so it's artillery is having a bit of a bad day getting close to striking that thing, unfortunately. But yeah, let's do that. So you're okay on this mission. I'm going to go to this observing one, and I'm going to say cancel. And then you are then going to set this up. Next minute. That's about all that's happening in here. Again, I brought in the 3rd squad of 1st platoon up into the edge of the building, and we're going to, again, take position in Tomahawk, and we'll just sweep through the ground floor. I don't think there's anyone left, but might as well be careful. In the meantime, we've got some troops up on this hill on this left flank. I had talked about using the JTAC team to do some scouting over here, but since we have got a bit of time to kill, I actually pushed forward with 2nd squad here of 2nd platoon, and I thought we could scout out with infantry ahead of time, because they are not going to be required to push into musket here until after we do artillery barrage. So that's going to take 5-10. And I was just about getting positioned to unload in what thought was a reasonable spot, and we have made contact, not with the manpads, but with an AT team, which is mildly terrifying. So I'm going to have to, fortunately I'm only just cresting a ridge, so I've obviously gone a little bit too far forward with Stryker here, so I'll get him to kind of bug out and dismount the infantry. And then we'll continue to scout and hopefully maybe even take them out. I do also have one of the MGS heading round in this general direction. Again, needs to watch his final position. Long-term views, if we can neutralise the troops here, would be to take up position probably, I don't know, somewhere around about maybe here, or perhaps even down kind of here-ish, just to put up a bit of an ambush for any reinforcements that do come along this highway towards Musket. That'd be quite nice. We've got some work to do to take out those gentlemen first. Scouts still on the way. Should be there maybe end of next turn. And similarly, I've dismounted my engineers again, maybe to a little bit of scouting just ahead of time. And that's kind of where we are. I'll hit no, I'll not hit the big red button because I've not given my striker commands to run away yet. Hang on. I've already lost one striker to doing something similar. Let's not lose a second. So let's have you pull back. Honestly, just down to about there is probably fine. And we'll get you gentlemen to come out. And then we'll break off a scout team to go and do some scouting for us. Wonderful. You may get into position, so just in case you do, we'll give you your scouting team get out the vehicle order. You may not see much from here. No, it's the next tree line, but that's absolutely fine. Okay, aside from that, it's fairly steady as we were. Not huge amounts of firing going on. Occasional Russian artillery, fairly all over the place. Actually, the last one that hit was in here. I don't know if they're still spotting or what it is they're looking for. And we do have eyes on a gentleman in this house. We knew I think it's one with crew. Haven't quite managed to take them out just yet. And again, one of the tank crew is languishing on this hill, and my infantry's taking pot shots at him. Which is a bit of a waste of grenades, to be perfectly honest. Unfortunately, all it takes is one of these to get relatively lucky, and it's going to give me a pretty bad day. Who is this guy from not out of action? I'm quite sure some of those sprayed shots who they were aimed at. Unclear. I'll have to go. Oh, it's over here. Okay, we are taking pot shots at this gentleman here. Okay, my machine gun team to get involved in that, and hopefully we can silence him once and for all. Okay. Oh, you can't even see him. I tell you to face over here, you will be able to see him. You guys are doing buddy aid there. Again, not required, but I like doing it. Squad has been... It's half a squad now. Unfortunate. You've a little more of an AT team. Let's take care of that house. And can you target? Really? Why don't you do yeah, briefly just to give him pause for thought, and then we'll go from there. Oh, another tank. Precision missions are gonna have their work cut out for them. We've now got that minute resolved, so you can take over command of the UAV. And again, I would like to just hit quite a large indiscriminate 155 mission here. 5 minutes. Well, it needs must. He's the one that should be in command. I should have done that from the off. Now I'm paying those 5 minutes now. For just now, and infantry's on its way out. Good. Okay, well, I'll put another cut in here. I'll probably bring you back. Maybe even when we get a fire mission off, which will only be a couple minutes away, or if we get our scouting position. I'll see you then. Okay, 2 minutes later down the line. The Russians haven't been entirely idle, as you can see by this large smoking number of craters over here. No casualties inflicted. Oh, they have scared the bejesus out of my machine gun squad here. So much so, one of the guys has actually left the building and is running around outside somewhere. Questionable when there's artillery falling in and around the ground. But that was his choice, so we're just having to let them recover it, and hopefully they won't lie in the open somewhere and get shot. I'll also pull the MGS system I had behind this house out of the way, just to clear fire. The JTAC team are just currently, not JTAC, sorry, fire support team are just gonna head down, get on with it, but I'm not actually using them for anything particular, so that's fine and dandy. Our R155 over here can need to land, but unfortunately fall short of a tower. Although we do work our way a little bit closer. Not close enough. The other thing is that our precision strike is due this minute. So hopefully we should see that shortly. Ah! Ha-ha! Scratch one flat top? Why not? It's flattish. Excellent. Sweet, I'm just gonna do the same thing again. I'm gonna have 2 more tanks here. That was amazingly effective compared to the palaver we've had trying to hit this blooming tower. Oh! Oh, looks like we've taken some light casualties there from artillery. Oh, and a full-on casualty there. I can catch this. Presumably it's artillery strike. Oh, right in the building itself. And so ironically, the guy who decided to get out and run away is the one that survives. Fair play to him. But you know what? I'll trade that. A machine gun team member for a tank. And even if I do lose my fire support, it's not the end of the world. They're not currently controlling anything. As much as I don't really want to lose anyone. This fire support, however, is very much controlling things. That's the air missions. We are going to go back to our 155. So this battery did such a good job. Let's get them to do it again. This time on you. 3. Precision 2 minutes. It's so good. And we've now got infantry in position. I wonder if they're actually going to engage. What's the distance? It feels like quite a long way. 500 meters. I mean, it's possible to engage at that distance. I'm going to get you guys to move a little bit closer, I think. Maybe we'll see if we'll take some shots. I haven't seen anything of it. It's a particular threat, although I've certainly seen the Russians launch 80 missiles at my squaddies before, so it wouldn't be the first time. Meanwhile, how are you feeling about line of sight to our towers? Good. Freeze are in the way there. Ah, but good there, okay. Which is actually excellent because these are the 2. I believe these are the 2 we've seen the AT assets in. Yes. Okay, I'm just leave you to hang it there and see what you can see. Otherwise, things are going relatively well. The other place I'd probably like to try and get some eyes. Trying to see backside of this to see if we can get some confirmation of anyone or anything in these towers. I may well use my air controllers for that, which is a bit bold. I'm using engineers. I'm gonna split the team. And thank you. Let's get the smaller of the 2. You've got 6 charges. How many of you got still 6? I'd be upset if I lost the charges, but it's maybe not the end of the world. I probably won't use all 6 this mission. I would like to try and get you guys. Also going to give you a bit of a target arc command. Let's shrink this down to 100 meters for just now. Just trying to do a bit more scouting than anything else. Unfortunately, at some point, I'm just going to have to rear my head and see what happens to see if confirm we've taken out the AT team or otherwise. I believe we've now taken out the gentleman who was hiding out in here, the HQ team. Can't see his body, but I think he went down last minute. Yeah, and the other thing is, maybe I'll, do you have breach charges? Night vision. Also have a breach kit. Tempted to pop a hole in this wall so I don't have to walk around and expose myself to machine gun fire from this tower before I've taken it out. Once we confirm the AT positions are out of action, I will happily roll up probably this MGS into this position and then just put some holes inside that building. How critical do I feel about needing to get these guys into this building now? And that is probably not very, so let's hold off. Okay, good. So I'm gonna kind of let these guys sit and chill for a minute, see what they can see. Also got a second strike coming in, so perhaps I'll bring you back in 2 minutes when we're waiting for that to fall. Okay, just heading into the 3rd minute since we last had you on board, and a couple of things worth talking about. First, I think kicks off over here with our precision strike mission against the second T-72. Third one, I should say. Roll that back in. Near misses, but absolutely no bueno. Which is disappointing after the obviously fantastic result first time round. So I'm obviously going to rerun the mission. However, I think I'm actually going to target this gentleman. And my reason being is actually I think there's a... Well, maybe take that back. I was going to say maybe perhaps there's a view for having a javelin up on the hill. Dispatch him, but that's maybe not the case. So I might just actually rerun this mission against the same T-72. The next item of note, if we swing around this way, was repositioning my command striker to get... I was going to get the breach team in to use them to poke a hole, and I think we just missed it. And as he ducks behind his building, just a short hop across the way, AT missile slams into the building, so pretty fortunate there. And our sniper has no eyes on it, despite apparently being able to see the top of the building, and we've just launched an AT missile claiming nope, can't see a thing, which is a little bit irksome, but c'est la vie. Unfortunately for me, then there's a bit of a pathfinding issue, and rather than going the safe route, which we know about, decides to come down the main road. However, the 50 cal pulls out an absolute stormer. So, staring down the barrel of an AT launcher, one quick burst. He's just about to fire, actually. Taken out. Now, he may not be alone, so I'm definitely not considering this position safe. But our command vehicle then, thankfully, nips in behind these buildings and is out of the immediate line of fire. And I think I'm going to have to just swing my sniper team wide a little bit. Give him a better view of this position. And that's right. This is the luckiest man alive, I think. He's, I believe, a driver from, or one of the crew from T-72. All these 155 shells explode around him. He's been pot shots from our infantry here, and is still absolutely fine. Finally, on this flank, our infantry is now in position and are starting to take a few shots. It's pretty long range. We've not done much. If we get these guys suppressed in a meaningful way, I'm tempted to roll up with our vehicles and add some heavier firepower. But I'd have to be pretty confident that they're on the way down, and I'd probably start by using the 50 cal on the engineering support vehicle rather than the automatic grenade launcher, which is a little less, I think, a little less precise. Maybe them both, actually. So I'll probably position them to bring them both in is the play. Yeah, so well, we can put those couple things in now. So you are going to have to move, and maybe it's also early morning. But I do have to remember that. I don't want to, because these guys obviously will have machine guns and things. I don't want to get you too exposed. Let's shuffle you to say, surely in like here you've got clear line of sight. I mean, you're completely exposed, but that's a risk I'm going to take. Breach team. Ooh. Yes, sorry, I messed you up. I told you to get in a vehicle and then move the vehicle. Come here and then... I'm probably going to end up putting you inside this building, but just come rest yourself in there for now. Breach team's going to go out and pop a hole in this wall so I have a clear way in. And I see the team's starting to shuffle through this building, and I'll get you guys to do that as well. Get ready to take some positions at the northern end, actually it's the northeastern end. And let's reposition our engineering support vehicle. Around over here. Good, and then yeah, I think if we can get them where our infantry suppress them enough, we're going to pop up, take those guys out, and then hopefully take out the man pad as well. And then we'll roll our MGS into overwatch position. We've seen a lot of infantry moving around, so it could well be we're too late and we've missed the reinforcements. They could just be shifting positions. Still waiting for this Raven to get in position, but it should happen this minute. Well, yeah, you gentlemen need to come around. We'll all eventually be pushing into this complex. Meanwhile, fire support team I believe in you. You can do it. Point target. Break that vehicle.
Requesting fire mission, over.
Excellent. That's kind of the state of play. Once you, I will eventually going to get our fire team set up in Tomahawk itself. I'm going to move. I'm going to borrow this third fire support vehicle, and it's going to become a new cavalry for third squad over here, so they become mobile again. That's the way it goes. Okay. Well, I'll put another cut in, and either we'll hopefully bring you back for another precision strike, or if anything interesting happens. Okay, so the time has come, and we're going to make a move on this Russian AT position, or ATGM position. At the very, very tail end of last minute, we did in fact launch ATGM at my infantry here. In my, you can see the smoke and explosion, and the shrapnel took out one of our brave pixel trooping, which is pretty sad times, but that's the way it goes. However, our infantry has got them suppressed, and they are also need to reload their launcher before they can use it again, which seems like a great opportunity to push up with our strikers and take them out. So we've got the automatic grade launcher from the infantry striker, and we've got the 50 cal from the engineering support vehicle, and we're bringing our MGS system round as well, just in case we need to use high explosives, and hopefully we'll be in a position to spy any reinforcements that turn up, assuming they haven't already made it in. So let's watch this from maybe the Russian perspective to see if we can finally take these gentlemen out, or if they end up being Soviet heroes that wither a storm of bullets and grenades to get up and fire a missile at something, which would dearly upset me. Kind of like that. Oh, 50 cal to the face. Yeah, he just shrugged it off. Goes to ground. Oh, we've taken casualty of an engineering team. On the nade. Terrible. Come on. Woo! We got lucky with that miss. That salvo of grenades, I think, was perfectly timed. Okay, so far so good. Now we'll on to our engineering team here, who are heading down towards the edge of the compound. Oh, just caught some shrapnel from a random Russian artillery piece. Fine and dandy. Hey, and you're actually starting to shoot at someone. That's good. Who are you having a firefight with? Oh, our team over there, okay. Oh, PTR in the compound. Alright, this must be our UAV compound. Actually, so snipers have it. Okay. Cool. That's it done. Let's go to our fire support team. Do you now have ample vision? You do. Try and hit large swathe of these buildings. I think this seems satisfactory. I have to make sure I'm in the blue circle. I would like to use heavy and long. I haven't used quite a lot of these ammunition. I do have quite a lot to hand, so let's chunk it out. Okay. Still can't see any of the tower groups. That's okay. Is this? I assume this is just artillery, which is probably degrading your external systems, but there you go. You guys are now getting out of dodge. Fine and dandy. Doing a little bit of scouting for me. I'm probably going to bring you down a bit closer. I've got to watch out for friendly fire, mind. Move you down to these wooded areas. Oh, hello. That's disconcerting. I give you to hunt to just there. We might see him if he strolls forward. More important, I think you gentlemen are safe. What do I want? I want AT team. Javelin, good. And pop down to there and see what's going on. Okay. Alright, well, let's see if we can get rid of this AT team before that tank rolls up, because that's going to rather complicate things. And I think our Excalibur is going to fall this turn as well, so let's maybe keep an eye off that. Solve one at a time. Vehicle spots. Oh, my sniper team took a hit. Yeah, it's not a tank, but it could be PTR. How many close to have to get without actually killing these people? Come on. Oh, we've destroyed the weapon. Right, fine, good. We can worry less about that for just now. Quite frankly, I'm now worried about whatever this is. Oh, hello. Who's got eyes on you? My infantry does, okay. And that's my mobile gun system just got absolutely annihilated by something. Oh, but we took out the tank. I'm happy trading a tank for an MGS? I don't know. I mean, obviously it's a pretty good result. At the same time, at this point, they didn't see anything. Good night. Okay, what I need now are many things. Do I even see which who took out? Was it you? No, it must be this one here. We can't be on contact on. Oh, it's disappointing. Right, so-called ambush just got taken out. Right, that's no longer in action, so we can cancel that. Oh, Excalibur. Hang on. And sniper team. Who or what are you engaging? Oh, there's a spoiler on Excalibur. Oh, should not BTR. I think it might just be his casualty because I'm not seeing anything else. Yeah, okay, he just takes a wound from presumably artillery. Yeah, there goes, killed orange. Okay. Fine, you guys are still doing a good job. Okay, I saw lots of explosions. They're near the tank. Were they on the tank? Oh, they were! Good. 9 shells, 2 dead tanks. Alright, take it. I will take it. A lot more AA assets. Potentially one over here as well. Okay, oh, definitely one over here. Oh yeah, that's one we saw when we were over that direction. Engineers are starting to engage. Oh, my list of beautiful engineers. Okay. Okay. Not great, not terrible. You, however, have another job to do using your last 3? Yeah, your last 3. You're 2 for 3 at the minute, which is pretty darn good. Precision, please. General, immediate, confirm. I mean, 3 tanks out of 12 shells. I'd be a happy man. We eliminated that tank, but we've still got these BTRs, which may or may not have lots of troops in them. Now you have got Javelin ATGMs on board. You guys have a launcher. And you're in a little bit of a precarious situation. I might just get you guys to hide for just now. Ideally, I'd let's cancel. Let's have you pull back. I don't really trust my automatic grenade launcher against their autocannons. 50 cal, we can do a job. We've seen it do a job. And do you have a javelin on board? You have a javelin on board as well, and a javelin launcher. More importantly, what I need to do is get another team. Get this other team lit up. So let's. You guys can't distract yourselves because yeah, it should be okay if you come back the way and then over here. We'll see if we can get another launcher. Best put your head down for a turn. See what happens. You have to lose vision of them. But if they trundle over towards town or anything, presumably we will get town. The objective, we will get some sound contacts. Park themselves there. I can deal with that. Although we haven't taken out the Igla yet. Obviously may be problematic for when we want to bring our Cobras in. Shooting forward. Yeah, keep shooting things. I'm okay with that. We're waiting for the 155 strike. And in the meantime, I'm starting to try and bring in some additional infantry. Ready to move in. I mean, how? We've got an ATM up there. This is just going to cause us problems. If not, position we could then dominate a couple of towers from. And it's a bit risk reward. But right, I'm going to get the guys out first. And then I might move into that position. Because you got to say, well, we've got 2 ATGMs up here. There's one further back there. Those 2 towers, it's not a natural place to put it. Might just be worth the risk. I'm going to get you guys out as well, so you can get push. I should have... Oh yeah, my other platoon's now busy over here. Okay. And the final one needs... Okay, well that's what we're going to do. We're going to get you one. Let us go. I mean, I'd rather go on a straight shot over here, but there's a potential ATGM, although it's not a very long distance. And there's a nice hill. Okay, we're going to risk it. They take the straight shot. And this is where I live to regret it. And we're going to get our JTAC team to get out of dodge, and we're going to load up our platoon here. They're going to get positioned to help push in on musket. Okay. Good. I don't think there's any plan to happen in the next minute or so, so I'll put some cuts in here. If we get some happenings, I'll bring you back. A super short interlude, just to say that our bold javelin team here didn't make it out unspotted, nor unscathed. Sad end to it. That's the way it goes sometimes. A couple of things of note. Our engineering team, after having blasted into that bottom building, have actually managed to spot the ATGM team on top of this building, despite no one else reading well can. And a well-placed grenade takes out the team member, and thankfully, due to the tilt of the gun, you know it's the last team member at that position is now abandoned. So we can now safely bring units facing off against this tower. Still no confirmed kill of the ATGM unit here, or indeed any other one, but that's definitely one less thing to worry about, and we can now bring things like our MGS system, or machine, yeah, mobile gun system, I can remember the acronyms, to help kind of alleviate some infantry in this tower, as well as provide a little bit oomph in the frontal assault. Positive. The other slight scary thing is I had expected this tank to trundle along the road towards the objective, and was trying to race my MGS into a sniping position on this hill. He seems to have decided to come and play Find the Yanks instead, so gonna have to grab some javelins and some 84s for this, what's left of this squad, and see if I can put them to good use. It's slightly nerve-inducing, not gonna lie. We'll have to see what we can get done. Yeah, so again, still waiting for the big hammer to drop. I'll probably bring you back for the next minute for the Excalibur hit on this gentleman, and if we get a resolution on this one, so we'll see him. Okay, this time we are ready for our final salvo of Excalibur precision strike munitions from 155 howitzers to come on tank number 3 of this lucky platoon. Just before we start, you'll notice there's a flashy icon over there, so we did take a casualty, and it's just from Russian artillery, which continues to hit us. I don't know about effectively. It continues to frustrate us and cause a few flesh wounds, and I finally claimed the victim as well. So it's yeah, something we just need to keep an eye on. Probably just have stalled for too long. Anyway, without further ado, let's see what this little salvo does for us. So far we've had 2 hits from 3 salvos. Hey. 3 kills from 4 salvos. That's a good rate return. I'm very happy with that. Very happy with that. One area of concern is just over here, so we also had this tank sound contact. We did also get one is just coming along the road as well. So I don't know. That's 2 tanks. Well, it makes sense. A platoon of 3. There's probably some tanks in here as well as the BTRs. I had stopped my MGS short. Where is he? There. I may need to come forward again. It's just this little spot here, which has a view down onto this corner to try and pick things off as they appear. To make sure I'm not exposing myself. Tank though. We can maybe have a look at that right now. Realize this video has gone on quite a long time, so we'll have to draw it to soon fairly soon. Yes, I wanted to sneak forward to here. Let's put that in. The idea that we are sitting still right in front of us, and we hopefully destroy them. That tank has made me nervous. I've got, say, a team with javelins and ATMs over here in case he continued to advance. You're not doing so much in this direction, so why don't I head you over here? Actually, I can't get a line of sight, but you're not a bad there. Not a bad answer to BTRs. So that earlier 50 cal did a reasonable amount of damage, but not to a T-72, I think, handling behind. I wanted you guys to pick up some AT equipment while you were here. Got one. Good. We're kind of a chill for a minute type scenario. What I will do though, and is my platoon HQ is having to be turned into a tripwire. Not the job they want, I'm sure. Come this close and then maybe stop, and then oh, that's you guys getting ready. In fact, you know what? You can walk. It's fine. Bring you just into kind of this position, just in case that tank makes some advances. We'll have some extra AT assets in the general area. Okay. Not sure. Let's bring you up. You might get sight of something worth shooting at. If you see a tank, even you're gonna run away. So I can't really fault that. Good. Okay, excellent. If we get resolution, bring you back. If not, I'll zip it in. Do you know what? Let's run one more minute live, and then we'll just bring this video to a close. I also need to adjust my UAV. The job over here is pretty much done. Oh, oh, which way are you coming? Who's got eyes? Oh, nervous. He's looking precarious. Right, I mean, let's be honest, you're going to get one shot. Well, I might be calling this a 105. 1-2. No, that's yours. Mine is a 105. Let's see how... I mean, this may not knock him out yet. He did hit the tree. He did hit the tree. Oh, mate. Oh, he's going to hit the tree, though. Might not have seen us yet, somehow. Oh no, here it comes. Reactive armor. Non-reactive armor. Not dead though. Oh no, destroyed. Just not bailed. Oh, 2 shots. Not good enough. Okay. He is pretty, which is okay. We've got lots of, you know, iffy AT assets in this area. Oh, hang on, we might get a good view here. My platoon commander just got... Oh no, it was these guys got shot in the face. In fact, it might be in secondaries. I think that was... Indeed, no, it wasn't you. Maybe around from that tank over there. But, right, the more important bit was what happens here. How does our 84 stand up against the... Don't shoot at him, you muppet. The answer is poorly. Oh. Two good hits. Then 1 dead javelin, and that's all our 80 ammunition on these guys. And all we'll have to show for it. 1 less block. That was a hit, see no penetration. And a hit in the reactive armor. We can't see for the smoke yet. Oh, we're starting to get chewed up a little bit here. For all our wins, with our precision assets, and they just roll up on us with a few tanks, things that are not going particularly well. And actually, what have I got in this neck of the woods now? Two 84s, that's it. And the javelin all the way over here. I'm nervous. Well, that's an interesting cliffhanger to end things on. Yeah, do join us when we come back next time as we make a push on musket and I don't know, pray we can somehow flank this tank. Our little 84 guys here. Alright, hope you've enjoyed this one. As ever, I'd love to hear thoughts on it, etc. And I'll catch you later. Cheerio.